2, 1. And namaste, galactic family. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Come on into this dimension, come on into the room, come on into the container. And I'm having a little bit of that come through again. So I am going to, there we go, cut it out. So I just want to welcome back to my channel, Felix Hyde. It's been a while since, a good 6 weeks at least since we've come together. Our last ultimate spiritual immersion that we went through was in Rome at the Vatican. So I'm so happy that you can be here today because we can really tie in a lot of pieces even to our experiences there that we did with what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited that you're here. So how are you doing?
I'm doing really good, Indy. Thank you so much for having me back on your channel. It's been such a journey since Rome. It really has. We've been in touch all the time and connecting into the cosmic energies, into the earth grids as well. It's just been so wonderful to get your perspectives and then to validate a lot of my own as well, which has been really great. So yeah. Pretty good.
We were just discussing before we came into this live today how we were having so much experiences of freedom while we were there at the same time when we were going through the thick of really doing the real work, the grid work, the actual extraction of the alien negative machinery and the pedophilia and all of the collapsed portal systems that lead into the black hole systems and the Saturn matrices. We did a lot. We collapsed down a lot, but we also felt this flight of our spirit at the same time. Like we were prancing around Rome almost as unicorns, it felt like at certain points in time. Did it not?
It absolutely did. Yeah, it really, really did. It was so much fun. And all these different kind of geological locations as well, not just in the city, but in the gardens of Tivoli, how the energies of Tivoli were so elevated into a kind of elemental nymphatic kind of flow that brought out the child and brought out the nature spirit within. That was really wonderful to see. And you could even see that playing out with the people around, like the kids playing kiss chase or the couples playing kiss chase, not the kids. But yeah, it was pretty insane, to be fair.
That's right. And the Gardens of Tivoli, that I have to tell you, that is a place that I will never forget. I mean, I just absorbed so much there, so much realization around the Vestal Virgin, so much realization around the, was it the Cardinal's home?
Yeah.
And also what was so fascinating about that, guys, and thank you for tuning in right now. It looks like we have 21 viewers in the room. So yeah, I just want to say, come on in, guys. We have a really amazing and fascinating show for you guys today. Me and Felix are going to do some live action remote viewing, live action channeling with some of the new locations that we have decided are imperative and important for us to work on next, as we're going to be moving into the next segment of the boots on the ground and location work in Washington, D.C. And so I think there's a lot that's active right now in the grid structures, in the grid templating. So whatever my title was for this video today, it's kind of being rearranged. I would say this is a cosmic grid update, and this is also live remote viewing, live channeling. So we'll get to that part of it. But we're just waiting for more people to kind of come on in for this transmission today and just kind of give a little leeway for those of you who are tuning in with us. But yeah, going back to the Gardens of Tivoli just a little bit, because it feels really awesome to reflect on that, doesn't it? Like,
it does, yeah. Oh.
It's almost like the water is stained inside of my memory there. The fountains, the youth, the feeling of the pregnant women running throughout the hallways, the fleur-de-lis implant that came in and really seeded into my consciousness when I associated it with the forest breeding programs. And seeing that implant now inserted in lots of women's womb, preventing blockages in their creation abilities, creation energy, creative energy, all of these things. And it's just like, wow, this is not something that I've been dreaming awake. This is something that was a part of the dream within us all. And it blew my mind. Also, the banishing of the mythical creatures.
I was just about to say that that's what's been playing over in my mind recently a lot more. And even today, I keep on getting reminded so much of these mythical creatures. They keep on coming back to me, and kind of unraveling more of their story and how the disconnection between man and, I'm not even going to say beast, but I'll call it just elemental, how that disconnection really kind of came about, and how that was all kind of painted within the frescoes of Tivoli.
Yeah.
I thought that was really powerful. But also alongside with that, the gratitude and the sheer fertility that was embedded through the land. So on one side, you've got the forced breeder program, fleur de lis stuff, but on the other side, it's that recapturing of fertility in its purest form, and that high level of love, mother abundance of fertility oozing from the plants, oozing from the
Oh
water,
gosh.
oozing
From
the
the oranges and the trees.
Absolutely, yeah. But I also feel it's like pouring over the city as well. It's stemming from this one location, but connecting through all of Italy from that point. So that's really amazing.
Yeah.
I also thought the density locks as well, the seal systems was pretty insane. How that was landlocking in all of this really aggressive, masculine, patriarchal sexual energy. And even going past the Pantheon, Parthenon, one of them's in Greece, one of them's in Italy, but we went to the Italian one. That location, oh God, the abuse that went on through that location was just phenomenal. It really was. And how it was a kind of gang APE situation that had been going through history within that location there, and how it kind of sat. And as you were bringing forwards about the gods
Yeah.
of ancient Greece and Rome, kind of harboring that really. It's in all of the mythical stories and the Greek myths and things like that about how they did used to rape and abuse. Oh, I said it, but yeah, abuse the women and really distort them. So yeah.
Yeah, I just real quickly, Felix, I just want to give a shout out to those in the chat right now. So we have Jacqueline, we have ATL Transparency News. She says, he says hello. Arizona Raven, who is my moderator, and she's so amazing. I love her so much and all of her positivity that she brings into the chat. So I just want to give a shout out to you, Arizona. And yeah, Felix. And if you guys don't know about Felix, his channel is just starting to grow. I would say it is at the Heart Center. I'll screen share this with you guys. So this is Felix's channel here at the Heart Center. He's at 428 subscribers and growing. I would really recommend go subscribe to his channel because he has such a unique perspective. I really truly believe in his gifts and his abilities. I've seen it firsthand so many times with the work that we've done together. And you're a true seer. I mean, you really can see. And you're a true psychic. You're claircognition, clairsentious, clairvoyant. And you do have a gift and a talent for understanding the holographic geometry and architecture that runs inside of our energy field. And I can tell you guys that I've done sessions with Felix personally, and he has immensely upgraded my psychic abilities. So you are I just know that I love you so much. Like I really do. I think you're a beautiful person inside and out. And I really recommend you guys to join his channel. And what I love about what you're doing too, Felix, is that you are dedicated to the wounding of the divine masculine. And that is something coming from a masculine. I mean, maybe talk about that for just a second. Talk about what your journey is with this, like what you're seeing within this, why this is important to you. And because I think I mean, if there's anything, there's a huge collective of the divine feminine that are really looking at this in the same observative lens as I think that you have, and the compassion that you're bringing forward towards it. So what's your perspective on that?
Wow. First of all, thank you so much for your lovely, lovely, loving words. That was so, so sweet. And I feel exactly the same about you and your fun, like amazing gifts. It's really been such an incredible journey to have come and work with you. From like the J seals, the chakra relate. I've done it all. There's only one thing left I need to do. That's the amp thing. But even with that, I'm just so blessed to have come across your pathway and be able to work with you on these things as well. It's such a gift. Okay. So with the divine masculine or the distorted masculine healing, I feel it's so, so, so necessary to really reconstruct and recalibrate this masculine from all of these lifetimes upon lifetimes, thousands and thousands of years, where the masculine has really fallen out of his alignment to the divine principles. And also more recently connecting with the different masculine principle of like the tribal bodies and coming back to the primordial roots within us. It's been about to really start calibrating these layers within us to get us moving forwards, to reconnect into that divinity, reconnect into the alignment of the earth. And as that begins to reconstruct, we're then able to take ourselves stepping forwards into an element of empowerment, and then taking forwards into an element of reconstructing, building ourselves back together to stand in our power, in our grace, and support the feminine the way that we need to do, both internally and externally. And I think that is just so vital at this moment where we're seeing all of this collapse outside of our worlds and our realities, political structures, medical institutes, financial, it's all coming down, and it's all coming down as a purpose. As we reconstruct ourselves internally, we're reconstructing the entire world that we live in, and then in turn reconstructing the entire universe around us. We have that power within us, and it's our time to recognize and remember. So yeah, the reconstruction of the masculine needs to be there, so we're able to stand in our power to support one another in our highest grace.
Yeah, definitely. And we're coming at it from such a way that, because we did the Lemurian regression together, we did that session together, and what we realized is we were able to kind of tackle what was imposing upon the female implant system. But then we realized that we need to dig deeper to understand what the male distortion, seals, and implants looks like on a level of the sacral chakra, sensuality, sexuality, all of these things. So that's one thing that I really look forward to getting in with you at some point, is to kind of do a deep dive of what that implant system looks like for the divine masculine, going back to Lemuria, because it wasn't just in Lemuria that we had these divine feminine souls that were destroyed by these holocausts and these wars and these massacres. The masculine also took a deep hit as well. And I've seen this firsthand through a lot of my divine masculine friends who, you know, carry a lot of anger and even resentment towards the feminine, and a lot of untrusting, not being able to trust the divine feminine in a lot of ways. You know, when we just look at it, we say, oh, it's the wounded masculine, or, oh, there's mommy issues going on, things like this. But it is deep, and it's deeper than that. And we have to hold reservation. We have to hold compassion for what those struggles are, because if we don't, it turns into hatred. And I just did a show the other day that I was talking, because I was really in the energies. I was really feeling it. I had to go into meditation. I had to go on a Felix guided recalibration for myself to clear those seeds of hatred, because I felt it, not just that it was in myself, but I did identify certain spaces that it was inside of me, certain actions, certain behaviors, certain unconscious things that I had been doing or being, that I was recognizing that these are actually connected to my betrayal, my loss, my oppressed energies or emotions. And yeah, so I think I'm seeing it also in the expression of others towards me, you know, in some ways as well. So it's if we don't hold fragility to the opposition, that's how we create hatred. It's really about unity at the end of the day, right? Like unifying. And but hatred can be such a destructive emotion. It can be such a destructive energy, and it can be something that really takes a toll on all of us. And considering the energies we're coming in now, we're coming into March. March is what, ruled by Mars. I think we have Aries, or we have Pisces, but there's I feel like March has a Mars energy to it. It connects, right? Like there's like it's the warfare energy. It's almost like the last month of the conclusion of wartime planetarily, essentially. And so that's what I've been seeing with everything that we have going on with Willy Wonka, with Ukraine, with China, with the current events of the world, which we're going to get into today, guys. Thank you for tuning in so much, everyone. It looks like the chat is starting to move. Hi, Noko. Oh, Noko's here. Hey, girl.
Hey, Noko.
Love Noko. She's so amazing. She's so beautiful. Earth sign is here as well. They say, what's going on with the Great Lakes? We're going to dive into that today. We're going to be doing a remote view, a channeling. It's kind of all one and the same. I was explaining that before we actually came in the room, that it's like we're tuning into a mind wave field. Okay, we're tuning into a consciousness field that has extensions, right? So when we go into this mode, when we go into the grids, I'm going to pull up my Scribbles map here soon with you guys. Me and Felix he's already going in. I can tell. Do you see how he's looking down and he's got his finger like this? He's already going into transmission. He's already feeling messages come through. That's what we're doing. So just know that we are going to set some precautions today for this. We are going to we're going to kind of go in and clear the chakras. We're going to set our shields. But we're going to definitely do kind of like a live action cosmic grid update. Hey, Mary. Oh, Mary Thielen is here. Felix, I'll just screen share this with you so you can see the chat that's rolling right now. We got everybody here. So Felix couldn't see it before, but he can now. So this is our tribe here. Noko's tribe. Yeah, but everybody's coming in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. So nice to work with you today and be with you.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, sorry. It was really interesting, just touching base on those last points that you were bringing in about the war templating, the Mars energy coming in through March. Now, through February, there have been so many layers of contention coming forwards. And funnily enough, I actually did a grid session, which was dedicated to the Trail of Tears, which is when the colonization and the removal of the natives were pushed out of their homes and connected into Oklahoma, where they were rehomed essentially, and taking that back into the native bodies of the state of Amazonas. All of this calibration was taking place, which was all about the solar plexus chakra within the divine masculine body. So it's all these layers of where you as a person on an individual level may have come into levels of confrontation where you've had to come back and really fight up and stand up for what you believe in, to stand up for yourself and come into that layer of empowerment. And it's recognizing that this is actually okay to do. It's righteous anger. It's allowing yourself to integrate the assertion. So you're building that extra strength and layer of the masculine to come back and not fall back on yourself again. And it can be very scary when that happens. It can feel very uncomfortable. It can leave you in shakes. But afterwards, after the next few days, as you start to go through this and recognize, actually, do you know what? I should have done this sooner. I should have stood up for myself a lot sooner, and I should have stood my ground. So just taking that back to the 24th and 25th, actually, I sent Indy a video of Sasha Stone saying, I didn't actually get to watch the video, but he was talking about how back in 1432, the tribal bodies, the natives of the land, were being pushed to accept these dogmatic religious structures and to accept that into their life as their belief system. But they turned and faced the Grand Central Sun and saluted that. And this was the beginning of the desecration, well, not the beginning, but it was a point in time of the desecration of the tribal bodies. And it was that the Holocaust, like a Holocaustic time period, where this kind of took place. Now, fast forward to the 24th and 25th, he was talking about how these timelines were coming to a close. Now, with everybody else coming to finish up with their own little layers of contention and having to stand back up for themselves, this was so perfect as how the Trail of Tears gridwork session was fully calibrated there and how it all started to run the release. So I thought that was really interesting how you're bringing that up for March as well, because what I'm seeing is people trying to struggle and people struggling and understanding how to integrate this assertion energy of strength within themselves, because it's so foreign for so many people. It's something that they're not used to being in this divine masculine presence, and recognizing that this is actually how we stand strong in ourselves. It's holding ourselves in divinity, but also being assertive with our movements, with our actions, and assertion behind belief.
And I've also seen a rise up in the divine masculine in some ways as well too. I think with that Andrew Tate thing that went down, and there was so much energy that came around that in his situation, that I feel like it's created almost like a mini wave in the field, a mini ripple wave that is allowing other divine masculines to kind of try to step up into their masculine power. I feel like we need to support this more. We need to support the divine masculine feeling empowered, because you can see it as a resurgence from the underdog. You can see it's a resurgence from the oppressed and suppressed masculine under the Willy Wonka systems, under the MK Ultra, under the aggressive mind control tactics, under the estrogen fueled injection of our foods and bioweaponization against the masculine and harvesting of the masculine souls. And so, it's important that we, I think, give our energy to this and also focus on it. I love seeing it, honestly. I love seeing all these little different areas on social media that are trying to heal and nurture the emotions of the divine masculine, to get out of that implant of staying away from their emotions, right? Because we talked about that being an implant, like the parental grooming tags of you're not good enough, don't show weakness, don't show vulnerability, you know, all of these things, even the porno implants, right? Like pornography implants, we talked about that. Just all of the things that weigh it down. But there's so much to that. I feel like me and you are going to be breaking that down more, the decoding of that. So guys, I wanted to also make an announcement today too, Felix, if you don't mind. I'm so excited to announce the new Starseed expansion course that I have. I'm just going to screen share with you guys. So I could not be more excited. I could not be more blessed and just infinitely gracious and humble for this experience that I get to have with these two amazing divine teachers. But me, Pink Bella Aloha, and Lightstar are putting together a Starseed and Advanced Levels of Consciousness course. We finally got the material up on the website. So that in itself was a courageous thing that happened and came together. And yeah, I would love for you guys to go check this out, see if this is something you feel aligned to. There is going to be 10 live classes. So you can see here we have Beyond the Firmament, Starseed and Celestial Ascension, Entering the Cosmic Hall of Records and Greater Galactic History. So I'm going to be teaching galactic history, and I'm going to break it down according to timeline trigger events in galactic history, breaking down all of the major things that have taken place since even going past the Lyran Wars. I actually have intel going past the Lyran Wars, the Orion Wars. So of course, for me, coming from a super Hydra perspective, you know how I'm a Hydra Starseed, I'm a Hydra ambassador, but yeah, so much. Pink Bella Aloha is going to be doing 12-dimensional chakras. She's going to be upgrading to the 12D and the 22-second dimensional chakra system. And Light Star is going to be teaching a light language course. So really getting, it's the full package here with these teachers. I'm so excited. We're going to have 3 galactivation journeys, really awakening one to remembering all of the guardian energies, the blue ray quantum activation, and also the Christic DNA seed activation as well. So it's going to be so amazing. I'm so excited. It's going to be March 31st. I'll be teaching all day. Pink Bella Aloha will be teaching all day on April 1st, April Fool's Day. We're like, what does this mean? What does April Fool's Day mean that this is going down at this time? And then Light Star will be on April 2nd. And it's just, yeah, we're going to have whole full days. It's going to be a galactivation container. So much activation is going to come through and with this. So I really hope that you guys can join us on this mission. This is all of our biographies here, but yeah, I can't wait to put this together and just share this experience with everybody, because there's so much that comes from these shared container events. I can tell you that the womb healing one that I did was so exponentially beneficial. It connected so many people into the right places. Like it was as if it was an egregoric movement where those of us who are all tuned into this soul unit, this capsule of a soul unit, and we were just plugged in and just grew so many connections and extensions of us and just made so much happen. So much healing took place. And yeah, so
Amazing. It looks incredible. It really does. I'm going to be on that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I would love for you to be there. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so how are you feeling right now, Felix, with going into the remote view part of things? I know you're ready. Yeah.
So ready.
Yeah, you're super ready.
Yeah, definitely. I'd just like to bring up a holographic icosahedron geometry around all involved at the moment. I'm seeing it coming in the tones of violet, indigo, and here, with wave formations of pink as well. And I'm seeing it connecting with a crystal templating within it as well. That just seems to be crystal templating that's building in as a strengthening of the emotional fields. I feel like not to take on any damage, so to speak. Yeah.
So as you say that, I'm seeing the installation of the diamond relics.
Brilliant.
So I just want to start by, and everybody who's listening and who's following along, if you want to shield up, if you want to protect and seal your light body field, that now is kind of the time to do it. We are going to go into the scribbles maps and kind of do settle into location, and we're going to go into a remote view that kind of is like a channeling. Okay, and so they're kind of one and the same. Again, tapping in, tuning into the mind wave fields. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of open up my chakras and your chakras too, Felix, and everyone watching today, and then set the shields. So you can close your eyes if you want for just a moment. We're just going to activate our pillars of light and expand this all the way into the Grand Central Sun. And when I say Grand Central Sun, I want you to go all the way into the metagalactic core and tune into the fourth dimensional perceptions of time and higher, going into full galactic synchronization, bringing that pillar of light down through your crown, down to the root chakra, and all the way down to the magnetic field and core fire of the Earth Star Diamond Body templating. So we're tuning right into the diamond templating, the star core crystal fire, reformation, connecting in, drawing up the purity flames of this. I'm seeing white and emerald codes come up through the pillar of light from the core of the earth, coming all the way back up to the crown chakra. And we're going to actually go through this. We're just going to open and clear the chakras as we come down. So we're going to go down through the crown, open and clear, seal, and we're going to place shields. Okay, shields. Coming down through the third eye, open and clear, place shields. Come down through the throat chakra, open and clear, place shields. Down to the heart chakra, open and clear, and place shields. Down to the solar plexus, open and clear, place shields. Down to the solar plexus, open and clear, and place shields. Down to the sacral chakra, open and clear, and place shields. Root chakra, open and clear, and place shields.
Wonderful.
And I'm shielding at the chakras because this is what, as we go into etheric form or etheric imprint and psychic vision, we're actually reading through them. So this is where we want to place the shields. And I'm actually using, personally, I'm using the Mars symbol right down at the root. Okay, because this is what's going to redirect any sort of physical infiltration. Okay, and I'm going to switch over to my map now.
Okay, I'm also seeing Pegasus coming in here as well with a big golden chariot. Got Athena with us. Yeah, and I'm seeing this as if we're both on it with everyone else. And just coming in through the space-time continuums, coming in through space itself and entering into the Earth body.
I'm also being guided to set mirrors around us as well, like the mirroring technology. So if anything, any sort of intruder energy is looking in, we have reflective technology as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to the map, and I'm feeling guided to come in and actually start at DC, to be honest with you.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So I'm just going to drop down into DC.
Okay.
A lot of dropping that's happening. Takes a while to get there.
The more that we drop in, the more I'm feeling like these confusion distortion imprints that are placed through this as like a frequency field that's trying to block layers of the understanding and the processing of the energies, the geomantic architecture and the layers within.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, watching, there are geomancies upon geomancies upon geomancies running in this field templating. There's also timelines upon timelines upon timelines. This is a very multi-dimensional field. Okay, and so we have to approach this by systematically breaking some of those structures down. Just so you guys know, what you see encoded here in this picture is everything that is ultimately connected to the Masonic symbolism that's running in DC. So this pertains to a timeline that connects into the Freemasons and then ultimately into the Jesuits and then ultimately into the Vatican reversal Stargate. So DC itself is a reversal gate system. And just to kind of give you that prelude before we enter in to this field here and start to break what we've seen in terms of remote view and energy structures down. So just as you were saying, Felix, how you're seeing this perimeter of energy. So as I kind of tune into it as well, I'm also seeing that there is an entire perimeter that is surrounded by a laser defense system. Okay, and I'm seeing multiple technologies that are running here.
Okay. I'm also getting the energy of comets and meteorites coming in, and as it's moving down, it seems to be dissolving upon impact layers of these frequency fences. And I can really feel so much fear lifting and rising from the root, particularly through the feminine body.
Okay, so we're just going to collapse down any fear matrix programs that are running. We just ask you to look deep inside. And if you feel fear that is coming up inside of your field, we're going to collapse it down. We're going to go into the control systems of the higher body and the universal body, and we're just going to break down those control programs. Mm-hmm. All is based out of neutrality. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we work through this. I'm also seeing that there is a trifecta of these defense systems that are running as well. I'm seeing so as I come in and remote into this, what looks like multi-tiered laser defense systems, I'm also seeing a trifecta that's coming between particular building sites. The White House, the Capitol building, and I don't know if I can say this word, but it's another building. I don't want to say the word out loud.
Okay.
It's a YouTube trigger word.
Okay.
Starts with an F.
Oh, right. Okay. Is it written on the page already? FE, and there's a triangle. Yeah.
I'll type it into the chat, actually,
okay.
So everyone knows.
Right. Okay.
Felix, that doesn't help for you, does it?
Oh no, I can see what you're doing. You're sharing screen at the moment.
Okay, you can see it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. I was
okay.
just looking. Yeah. Okay, let's jump in, and if we just zoom in towards the bumblebee.
Okay.
I'm seeing a seal system that's interlinked through multiple of these skyscraper buildings just to the right around the Fed. And I can see them interlinked with like a wiring system towards where the first brown part is on Pennsylvania Avenue, around this location here. I'm just seeing it coming in, almost like the seals with wiring. Yeah, yakuras mat push me more now. Okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like it's almost as if there's a cloud or and when I like a dark cloud or a netting that goes specifically over this like rectangular structure here, and that within that cloud or within that dense field of looks just like polluted environmental energy, it almost as if there's like living parasites inside of it. You can see like the squiggly forms, and then I can see like it almost looks like they're dropping down from the sky, and then I can see that there's also like laser systems that are monitoring the skies as well. So it's like heightened air patrol, particularly over this area.
Yeah. I'm also seeing with this a kind of technology that's working almost like a beacon system or a transmitter from back going up to like satellites. And I'm hearing data collection and transmission. So I wonder how that would transpire into a physical reality. How would that link in? So obviously we've got the satellites that can pick up certain bits of information, but I also feel like this is foreign. It's foreign interference, and I want to say off-world as well. Yeah. I feel that very, very strongly. And I'm actually seeing the different species almost like through clouds. I'm seeing it holographically projecting as layer upon layer. And it's like I can hear them talk. I'm hearing them communicate between these different frequency fences, but they've got one as a kind of cover, like a cover. No, not a cover. That's the wrong word. I'm also seeing a Templar here as well. I'm seeing this connect in like a passing of information, like a hierarchy, receiving information, then sending it up the chain. And this is what I'm getting here.
As you say that, I'm seeing, I'm hearing the words, the city of the underworld.
Okay.
I'm hearing city of the underbelly. And there's like parasites in the underbelly. It's also, I'm hearing labyrinths. And I'm also seeing subterranean cities. So it's like layer upon layer that's kind of going in a downward spiral. And then there is the underworld, the underbelly, the labyrinths, and then the subterranean cities are even deeper. It looks even much further underground. And then there's also like a catacomb. So that there's like a graveyard coming in as well.
Yeah.
I'm hearing chapel of purgatory. And then resurrection of the dead at the end of time.
Wow. That sounds interesting. Right, okay. So,
right?
yeah, I'm seeing this interlinked with these kind of like a dome structure. And
yes.
right,
Like almost like a bunker, almost like a nuclear bunker.
Yeah. But I'm also seeing all of this emerald crystal. Now, I'm feeling a connection to Dorothy, the Yellow Brick Road. Is there something to do with emeralds within Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz?
Okay, yeah. Now I'm drawing connections as you say that down to Australia.
Okay. Emerald City or something like that? Is that a thing?
Yeah. It's as if, again, the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And I'm getting New Zealand now.
Okay. New Zealand. The Emerald City. Thank you, Noko. Oh my God. I can really feel that over my heart. It feels very, very blocked over the right side chest.
Yeah, and just so everyone watching knows, we are planning on doing a live boots on the ground event in Washington, D.C. for the June solstice. Okay, so accessing the energies of that portal system to go in and clear Washington, D.C. and extract all of this alien machinery that we're seeing here. Again, we're working on the landing page of that as well, but you can also email me at info@indigoangel222.com if you want to join this event. We would love to have you. It is going to be a 4-day immersion experience where we are offering breath work, cacao ceremonies, live performances by Noko. Hey, girl. And there's going to be so much, plus the group Gridwork. Okay. Felix is bringing through a transmission right now. Keep going, Felix.
Yeah, I'm just seeing mine carts extend from Washington, D.C. It's almost like when you mine for gold underground, but moving of the currency, moving of the precious metals, the precious stones. I'm seeing that translate over to the south, oh God, what's it called? New Zealand area over there, but it's also impinging through Africa as well. And I also feel like this is a kind of movement of knowledge as well. It's not just monetary or currency. I feel like it's the precious stones that are the precious wisdom. It's things that have been hidden and kept out of sight within these chambers being maneuvered to these other locations.
Yeah, I've been picking up to over the last couple of weeks that there's slight changes in the monetary system, and there's also templating or light grid matrixy structures that are tuning us into the new earth templates and prophecies, and that the internal change is what's progression to get us to the new age in terms of the monetary system, that this is actually dynamically shifting. Even on light stars and coding, she's been doing the infinity loops with a gold ring wrapped around the center point of the infinity, representing the breaking free of the enslavement of the Federal Reserve System. And then I've been seeing a ton of gold coins actually impaled down into the collective Earth Star chakra matrices. So we've been getting actually gold that's been dropping down, kind of like a pot of gold that's been going down to the Earth Star in between us and the core chakra of the Earth, and that the entire monetary system is going through a restructuring.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've been seeing that happen for about 2020, I think was the first kind of time when I saw that happen. I always thought it was going to be in 2022, but that was when all of the Ukraine situation kicked off. And it was funny because it was at that point in the February was when Russia kicked the Rothschilds out of their country and denied them to bank in their country. But then this year, 2023, it really feels like it's expanding and opening into these new potentials and levels of higher abundance. I'm also picking up with this diamond card as well, attaining to the sacred wisdom. And I'm picking up with the Maori tribes, the different tribal bodies. It's like a restoring of sacred knowledge to the people. And this was really big in February as well. It's the restoring of the tribal templates, the tribal body, and bringing this back to said locations, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, there's particular tribal bodies in I think they're called like the Washitas or the Wachitas. There's like an actual tribe
Really?
in Washington. Yeah, in Washington, D.C. Like there's an indigenous tribe.
Wow.
I know. It's really interesting how that all aligned, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also seeing through Mother Arcane site of Arulu just a fountain opening up as well, a fountain of blue to aqua to green, bursting through this Mother Arcane site as if a fresh flow of frequency now aligning through this center, the mountain or the rock, Aya's rock.
I'm also seeing again like the Underworld connection as well. Like, not that I'm trying to disconnect or fragment those higher components, because it's kind of like there's a multi-dimensional plane of it all playing out simultaneously. But I'm seeing that this is the seat of power. This is the seat of power in the Underworld. So this actually holds like, because I'm seeing now like a king's throne that just sits over the city. It's almost like a holographic king's throne. And it looks like a Nephilim giant is sitting in it. And he has chains. And those chains are tied to his ankle. They're tied to his feet. They're tied to a ball. I can see like a ball that goes off. And he's like groaning. He's like clenching his fist.
Okay.
He is also pointing with his finger down to tunnel system.
Okay.
And then I can also see he has a crown, he has a scepter, and he has like the rod. So you told me about the rod earlier, and I can see that this Nephilim is holding that rod.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually seeing golden keys as well coming in and going into the ankle bracelets. And I can feel the breath being taken in on a much, much grander level here, and I'm feeling it fill and seeing it fill with white. And it also feels like a reconstruction. It feels like a restoration. And I'm seeing all of this grey tone, almost like if there's a corpse, or like in Indiana Jones, when you've got like the body made of bones and all the grey ash and dust around it. I'm seeing all of that on the chest, but at the same time, as that white's coming in, it's restoring it back to skin.
Mm. Okay. And then I can see too with the rod, it's going into particular ley lines. So I can see it connecting into the Albion, the Archangel Michael ley line, Stonehenge. I can see that there's like a layer of the Atlantean maritime law grid, that is like superimposed and almost like diagonal to the checkerboard mutation.
Okay.
So it's like they're locked into each other through scatter radiation. And then this is running into those Phoenix wormholes that are down by the Bermuda Triangle.
Right, okay.
So it's bringing in Atlantean codes. It's bringing in also what looks like coastal Navy bases as well, like the Navy's energy is coming in. And then again, I'm seeing the nuclear connection.
Interesting, okay.
It's running a vast templating system here. So this is definitely going worldwide, but there are key particular spots that it's being charged from, like charging stations, like a battery station. And then it also looks like there's a battery in the core of Washington, D.C. itself, that there is, it looks like a generator to the beast machine technologies.
Okay, well, when you were saying that, I was also taken to Inishmore as well. And when I was looking at Inishmore, there is a kind of a structure of beast machinery within the serpent's lair. Of that, I'm seeing it connecting up and building almost like as an artificial serpentine tree of life, if you will, a tree of anti-life, but it's AI and mechanical. And that came in when you were talking about the Atlantean codes as well. And what also took me there was the Bahamas. What's that place? The base that's under that location in the Bahamas. I forgot the name of it. We actually looked at it before, once upon a time.
Hawaii?
No, Hawaii. It's on the other side. Bahamas is on the other side.
Well, I've had Hawaii on the brain. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Hawaii, I found, connects into Lake Michigan. The travel ports for the kiddos and Disney World goes past a certain prolific banker's private island in the Bahamas, and we looked at that before. I forgot the name of the island though. It's maybe.
Well, Hawaii's been coming up so strong lately.
Okay.
I keep getting guided, like I need to do a deep dive there.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it's almost like it's super attacked because all of the Lemurian encoding that it holds, and then there's so much degradation and crime, syndicate crime, organized crime, mafia crime, criminal lifestyles, murderous lifestyles. Like I've been seeing like there's something that is super dark over the island, the whole island. How this is tying in right now. It's almost as if Hawaii holds the Lemurian imprints to the states, or for those that are connected in on the ley line structures to even Washington, D.C. And that.
How would that connect in with the tribe of Washington? the Washitas.
The Wachitas, yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like similar bloodlines, Wachitas and Hawaiian bloodlines. Yeah. I'm also seeing manipulation in the water.
Okay.
It's almost as if something has been altered within it, not only chemically, because I'm seeing lithium. I don't know. I hear the words lithium as if they're using lithium.
Right. Okay.
But I'm also seeing that it has something to do with the sewer system.
Yeah.
And that
Sorry, go on.
there's like gatekeepers around the sewer systems. And there's a lot of contention over the sewer systems. Like these are entrance points to something.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. I'm also seeing like metallic parasites within the water as well. Like an AI composition. Yeah, almost like trying to get I feel like it's come
Everybody's pointing us to the Bimini, or very
Bimini
mod is pointing us to the Bimini Islands.
Yeah, that was the one that I was thinking of or trying to say, but it just wasn't coming out. Thank you very much. That's perfect. So yeah, the Bimini Islands. Because it was in that location was where I saw the generator for a grid computation, an artificial grid.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Screen went out of control.
We're knee deep in New Jersey Avenue, guys.
We're going in. We're going in.
Yeah. This manta ray at the top with the long tail, to me, has always looked like the caduceus, or a kind of, a caduceal kind of lay plan, I would say, but without the serpents. So how could that sit as well within the construct of essentially really the backbone of the Washington, really, isn't it? Because if it sits, when I see the caduceus,
Right. I feel like to pull that caduceus implant out, it's gonna be difficult. It's almost like it's sledged into cement. It's sledged into Gorilla Glue.
Okay.
It's sledged into guerrilla warfare.
Oh my God, just as you said that, the Vietnam War came up for me as well.
Yeah. There's so much. It's like the epitome of war shadow for sure.
It really is.
A lot of contention around it. Like you said, like you came in today saying there was contention just in the energy in general.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to find the assertion.
But I feel like the breaking point or the weak point in that is how they've manipulated the water. It has to do something with chemical or even geographical displacement. It's something that they're doing down in the sewer system. Because I can see all these like men in black energies going down into the sewers, and there's like something that they're hiding into this system. And then I keep hearing the words decontamination. And then I'm being shown the Ohio train explosion, the Ohio situation that happened in Ohio, the train derailment. With
it's almost as if they're trying to poison the water, the drinking water. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We do on this side of the pond, but we tend to filter it.
But it's like even more activated now. Like more water systems are being infiltrated. We have multiple water systems infiltrated. We have multiple toxic chemical spills in multiple water systems. And that's East Palatine, Ohio, that happened. So
okay.
Their water systems are contaminated right now.
Interesting.
And then I can see water systems up under DC also look like contamination.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if they tried to, like what I keep seeing is it almost looks like they tried to completely alter the water systems. Like they've literally cut an artery or they've cut a vein to bleed out and have stopped it or plugged it up or burned or singed the endings of it. So I don't even see water that's flowing under DC. It looks like it's blocked in multiple stopping points around the city.
And it's artificial from there.
And it looks artificial. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where can we find this start point? How far does this Potomac River go? Does it connect into Ohio?
Because I have marked it actually. Or I thought I marked it. Palestine, Ohio. Let me see. I could put it in here.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's where that happened. Yeah.
It's not far.
And you want to know what's crazy is look at how close this is to this Devil's Tower ley line. That's what I wanted to say coming into here with you guys all today was this is the Devil's Tower. This is the ley line that runs down to DC from the Devil's Tower. This is a very active ley line right now. We have two ley lines that are activating in terms of cosmic grid update, what's bringing in the most cosmic global activity. And that's this line right here, this 44th parallel. The 44th parallel is probably the highest God parallel on the earth. It's halfway between the North Pole and the equator. And this parallel is known to bring healing powers. So everything that will activate in terms of the dove grid, the swan grid, the higher ultra frequencies of those light matrices, it's all activating through this parallel here. So it would make sense that the dark forces would be tampering around these structures if we go into what happened recently. And I know me and you were kind of off on the timing because we had to postpone this live together for a little while. But we originally were going to go into the takedown of the UFO objects or the UAPs, which are the unidentified aerial phenomenon is what they call it. And that happened on February 4th, February 10th, February 11th, February 12th, that I have them marked here on the map. So this was the first location that they shot down. I believe this was Dead Horse, Alaska. Dead Horse, Alaska. Yeah, yeah, I have it here. Shoots down car-sized object at 40,000 feet over Alaska.
Wow.
But what's interesting about that, oh, let me go back in. What's interesting about that, so you have this trail, right? That's coming down. And it's interesting because it's all within the vicinity of that ley line particularly. I think this ley line here is activated at this time.
Yeah.
That this is a hot spot and that all activity that's going to continue to play out in terms of the Willy Wonka, in terms of the secret societies and secret organizations, in terms of the government. Oh, I don't like to use that word. The affairs that are playing out, that it's all going to happen within here and it's all going to happen within this ley line here.
Yeah.
And then there was one February 12th. This was flying about 20,000 feet over Lake Huron.
Let's zoom into that one for a minute, because what I found really interesting about that was that there is a ley line that it actually was dropped on as well. So there's a vertical ley line that runs down through Lake Huron, however you say it, which connects just north of where that aquamarine pin is to the left, where on the line of your red one.
This one.
So, yeah, just slightly next to that it's on the left side, you've got a ley line that runs all the way through that red pinpoint. Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's obviously a contention within duality. I think that's playing out on that parallel as we speak. There's been a lot of talk about the 3 days of darkness.
Yeah.
But then there's also the equal opposition of that, which is the 3 days of light. And it's interesting. It's like both are activating at the same time from that ley line.
Yeah.
This ley line here is where the dove grid is supposed to expand out. So the extensions of this from this point to this point are the flanks of the right and left wings of the dove.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, right? It's just like,
yeah, it is amazing. What I've also noticed with these different lakes is that there are so many different kind of bases that are connected underneath them as well. For example, that Lake Huron one, when I tuned into that, I got a lot of root chakra fear modulations opening, and it took me to kind of like almost like artificial earthquake scenarios. It was like a trigger point base for unnatural disasters, natural but unnatural. Right. And the more that I dived into this, the more I was taken and saw the different weather modification locations as well, through this particular one. And it then opened up to operations in localized and regional areas with hydraulic machineries and geographical intentional distortions and biohazards, chemtrails, plannings of this variety. So it all seems to be kind of stemming around there from this kind of information. And yeah, I thought that was really interesting about this kind of area. It's like an area of planning, if you will.
it is an interesting area here. What I'm seeing is that they're holy lakes. Like they carry holy 22, 23, 24 dimensional encoding, because I can see like the triunal energies, but then I also see it almost as like a Sri yantra. So it's multiple triunals within triunals within triunals. And I almost think that, well, what I've really picked up on this is that they're connected to Tartaria. That these like were a part of the original mud floods, and that these were created through glacier activity.
Oh, okay.
And the glaciers, when I've tuned into the glacier energy, they're holding like all water memory.
Yeah.
All timelines. It's like the glaciers have like many earths beneath them for like hundreds of thousands of years. And so the Great Lakes are holding those codes. They're holding the memory of the Earth's totality of reformation going back 12,000 years. So this goes back to the original flood. When I tune into this, I go right into Noah, the flood, meteorite impact, and mud floods, so Tartaria. So then that's why I can see these buildings, cathedrals, palaces, abandoned Willy Wonka systems, facilities, all of this underneath the waters, because it's like underneath these lakes, there's multiple cities, multiple abandoned cities.
Yeah, I definitely get that. And that would make sense as well if they've got all of this hidden kind of energy layered up on top of it, to then have these artificial kind of harvesting stations that are sat absorbing that energy, absorbing that power as well. Yeah, interesting.
It almost feels too like it's like a cosmic awakening of the dragon. Like we can repair the dragon parts here. And then I can see that connecting down to Lake Titicaca as well. That these, sorry guys, I have a very sensitive mouse. My mouse is like a wireless mouse and it has a mind of its own. I barely like put my finger near the mouse and it just like shoots me somewhere. So yeah, but it's almost like it's a retrieval site for the dragon body parts.
Yeah.
Like a recovery site.
Yeah.
It's like this whole area can't actually be fully invaded by AI. Like you can see that AI surrounds the edges, but over the water, it clears the AI because it's of a 24th dimensional imprint. So it can't actually run through. It looks like it clears. So it's like a clearing. That's what I'm seeing. It looks like it's clearing over the lake or all of the lakes.
Interesting.
Right?
It would, yeah, definitely. It would beg to question though, like, why would they put this kind of technology underneath it as well? With it, obviously, we've not been there, but when I've tuned in, particularly with Michigan, this one had a connection right from that pinpoint that you put in to Chicago, which then sent out a pulsation of data collecting of the human genome of the human species, but then it arcs into Hawaii. And I thought this was really interesting. It's not like they're keeping humans as a sample, but it's more like microbiological samples here, held through this kind of area. And I've also, something also connected me into Illinois here as well. We're into sacred sites. I don't know. I don't really know anything about Illinois other than the Simpsons are based in Illinois. Springfield. Had to get that one in there, sorry. Yeah. So it was within that location where I was seeing a lot of like kind of.
Well, we do have a lot of lighthouses down here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
when we did that 10 lighthouse clearing. So, and guys, if you want to go back and watch the actual group Gridwork ceremony that we did, it's on my Patreon, patreon.com/IndigoAngel, or you can join the Gridwork Facilitator course. It's still available for sale at learn.indigoangel222.com. We did a deep dive within a group and we kind of scouted these lighthouse systems here. So as you're saying that, Felix, I'm connecting in because it's interesting how out of the lighthouse network that we decoded, which was like 10 main lighthouses all along the Great Lakes, that the majority of it is based down here at the bottom of Lake Michigan, connecting into Illinois.
And through Chicago.
Yeah, these are all lighthouses here, guys. Like big lighthouses. Ooh, we got some chat rolling through.
We do.
A lot of people have been alluding to the Pentagon as well. So and I've been hearing that too, the Pentagon.
Okay. So where is the Pentagon? Exactly. I know it's in Washington, isn't it?
Let's see if I can pinpoint it here on the map.
Washington, D.C. Just below. Oh, right. There we go.
Ooh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This, I feel, is tied into a lot. I'm getting so many codes come up here. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, definitely. I was just feeling that as well. I was like, oh.
Wow, it's across the water.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that would be a good location to go to clear some energy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm already seeing so much with this as well. And with those connections to the lasers, the laser fields that were at the start of when we started to come in, the laser spectrums, I'm seeing that coming back up again here, and I'm also seeing a lot of extraterrestrial activity as well. extraterrestrial.
Yes, yes, yes. It's almost as if those UFOs, like all 4 of the UAPs, are somehow connected to the Pentagon.
Okay.
I'm getting a transmission come through with this now that they are from the deep state. Okay. I'm also getting transmission that it also was staged Guardian Alliance and Guardian Recon. I'm getting Guardian preventative as well. Guardian preventative and distraction campaign.
Okay. I actually feel like I'm having all of my spinal column cleared here as well, which is really interesting. And it's all coming up into the cranial sacrum. I'm feeling all of this electricity clear through my spine and through my neck. I don't know if you can feel into that.
Well,
as
no,
well.
yeah, I can feel it now too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Also the forehead, it's almost like the whole cranial.
Yeah. I'm really feeling it across the forehead here.
I'm seeing this connect into a satellite network as well. Oh, wow. And then now I'm seeing like a breakdown of all AI technology, like facial recognition. I'm also seeing like a cloud of AI that is almost sentient that can go in and perceive our remote view. So it's like coming in and trying to look at me or feel me. And then I'm just sending the heart energy out to it.
Yeah.
And that it can't read the heart frequency. It can't read the 4D imprint. So it's looking at me almost like it's confused.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, this is definitely connected to the deep state. So it's almost as if the unconsciousness of the deep state is calling in galactic enforcement. It can see there's cognitive dissonance with what they're doing with galactic intel, but then there's also certain streams of consciousness or certain connections of consciousness that are linked into the actual technology. So there's like pin holders, but the remainder of it is confusion and chaos. But then there is like a couple particular links that dial us into what looks like the future technologies or the future blueprints of MK Ultra or mind control programming or mind wave field programming. And then I can see the blue beam project come in.
Right, interesting. So what I'm seeing with this is all of this field infiltration, how this is coming in and really kind of monitoring the spectrums and the modulations of the individuals. I'm seeing it connecting as implanted technology. And I'm also seeing the inverted crucifix as well, but as a person.
Yeah, it's heavy here, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, I can see this. It's almost like an iron antichrist, if you will. Like
yeah. Yep. Antichrist.
Iron antichrist. It's a connection into the iron core matrices, I feel. I just wrote that as Christmas.
Yeah, I'm also seeing portal structures to the Pentagon. It's like a Pentagon matrix. So it's tying us into Rome and also France. And then that ties into the obelisk network system.
Yeah.
It's everything here is inverted around the pentagram. So what's the main code that's inverted is the pentagram. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. That's the geometry that's running the inversion codes. It's coming through the Pentagon. It's coming through the inverted symbolism, the Freemasonic symbolism by George Washington through those particular points in Washington, D.C. That's linking us into the pentagram in Castel d'Angelo in Rome.
Right. Yeah. I wonder where all these other pentagram-shaped buildings are on the Earth, because it must have like a big significance as to how they interplay with one another, hosting that geometry. I'm also, I was seeing earlier on top of that inverted pentagram star is up just north of here. I was seeing it turn into orange fire, and I saw a phoenix come through it. I don't know if that relates to anything that you've picked up. It's almost like a burning and a birthing.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like, it's definitely going down into a tunnel system. Pentagon City. Do you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to take a little more of a look here at Pentagon City. Yeah, that's real interesting. It's in Crystal City. So Pentagon City and Crystal City. It's almost as if if this is, oh, wow. Okay. I'm getting all kinds of extensions now into the planetary J seal connection.
Yeah.
Like this is parallel to a J seal, a planetary J seal.
Right. Okay.
Let me look at another map really quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see which one. Might be. Okay, sorry guys, I have to look because I have a lot of maps. It might be my Atlantis one. Yeah, okay. All right, this is where all the seals are located. So this line here is the J seal line.
Right.
And Washington, D.C. is here.
Okay.
Or no, it's not there. It's like over here. It's over here. Pentagon, building. We're recharting it on this map.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's within a trifecta of the seals, seal matrices. But you see, it's very close. It's very relative too.
Yeah,
That
definitely. Sorry. I was going to say, I was also picking up a lot of kind of technology and I want to say hybridization underneath that crystal city. I'm seeing like labs and things under there, almost as if to bridge a kind of, it's something to do with the DNA. It's a type of hybridization to it is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing circuitry as well. I'm seeing a lot of circuitry. I know you're not a Tia actually. And I'm seeing men in lab coats as well, as if they're kind of creating something to work with. I don't want to say it's all bad though. That's the thing. It's almost like a super soldier kind of thing. I say all bad. Any type of hybridization isn't good, but you know, it doesn't seem to be done with complete ill intent, which I find is very interesting because this kind of stuff you'd expect it to be negative, wouldn't you?
Well, it's almost like there is like a deep collective acceptance of our history and our story and our trail of being hybridized. Like we've come to a place of unification or surrender within the acceptance of the modification because it is beyond our control. Like I can feel it up in the 12D. It actually sits over humanity, kind of like a hook or like a J seal, like going into the Metatronic systems.
Okay.
But at the same time, there's like no qualms. There's no limitation. That it is almost like a collective field mind that is creating the breeding or the infestation and that all systems are tapped into it. Draco, Anunnaki, Nibiru, Nephilim, Melchizedek, Elohim, Seraphi. It's like one hybridized field almost. that's creating a silhouette over humanity.
Right. And you know what is kind of coming to mind here as well? I find this quite interesting because, you know, there are talks of these extraterrestrial races that kind of merge with their own organic AI technology that connects into like their spaceships. They're able to merge their consciousness with the spaceship in order to fly it, aren't they? So I don't know if how that sits with you as well. I find that quite interesting.
Mm.
Mm.
That it's going up into a ship or like a main ship, and that, yeah, I can see the Arcturians here with this too.
Yeah. So when it goes in all levels of the fields, perhaps it's not necessarily, it's coming from a neutral perspective on it, is what I feel. As a neutral understanding of it and how AI interplays in the progression of future life forms.
Yeah, because it almost feels like when we tune into the field, their AI is infused in everything. Like there's not a lot of like separation between what's organic and what's not. It feels like it's inside of everything. That's how I've been seeing it. The AI is inside it.
Yeah. Interesting.
So what do you think then, Felix, it means in terms of the work we're doing in DC? Like, what is the most effective way to clear this field and to clear this grid based off everything we just seen today? Because everything that I seen personally, what got me the most was the contention around the sewer system. I almost felt like there was the labyrinth, there was the subterranean city. There was a lot of secrets.
Right. Okay, so I feel like there needs to be a kind of reclamation, a decree of sovereignty and reclamation of self-knowledge and not only that, but also the land. I feel like that's interplaying within it. I feel like there should be a denouncement of the underbelly, let's say, denouncement of that. And I also feel like I'm seeing, like one of your art pieces, I'm seeing a severing of the underbelly, almost like a movie. I feel like there should be a water cleanse.
Yes.
A really strong water cleanse. And I would like to actually see that being taken back to the water towers as well. Run it all the way back to the water towers. I actually feel like there needs to be a fair few field calibrations that I can do as and when. Even in like a group setting, I think that would be great. I want to see the seal system removed and released. I think that is so, so, so important. I'm seeing a big golden geometry coin underneath the White House that needs to be flipped. And that's also interlinking into the mining structures.
We got our work cut out for us, don't we?
Got our work cut out, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's just so much coming in.
There's so much. It's so much. It's hard to collect it and break it down, but then once we do, it's like we can kind of pinpoint the main areas, like definitely, like you said, water system. Definitely up underneath Washington, D.C. Definitely a clearing through the sewer system.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want, for some reason, I'm getting like people in different locations on walkie-talkies as well. Obviously, we've all got mobile phones these days. So, but standing on the points of the pentagram. And it's almost like what I'm seeing here is on a scroll, a burning of a scroll. And how would that look? Something to do with the secret societies, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, that comes in strong for me too.
Yeah. I feel
again,
like
through the Baphomet energy.
Yeah, yeah.
And also fraternities, the fraternity.
Yeah, yeah. So that Baphometic energy that you've just brought in, that you just said there, is also linking into the anti-rod and the anti-staff, the Leviathan Baphomet, which also connects into Inishmore and connects into any other kind of places.
So that would be the like negative alien machinery that we would have to extract there. Because that feels like Baphomet feels like negative alien machinery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel, it feels like almost like the master point of it though. So it's
Yeah.
got like the Leviathan. Oh God, I've got my other thing in 15 minutes.
Like it's a master control, like it's the master control center of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Okay, well, you said you have something you have to get to. We're gonna I guess we'll wrap up this live call. Felix, is there anything else? Like, do you want to run any sort of recalibration right now, or do you want to?
Yeah.
So we can close down the energy centers as well and kind of pull out of this energy here of remote reading into DC, the Great Lakes, also up to Alaska.
Yeah, that's
I'm just going to go ahead and close down the chakras. So going down through and close, clear, and seal the field. So we're just going to bring it down to the crown, close, clear, and seal. A third eye, close, clear, and seal. Throat chakra, close, clear, and seal. Heart chakra, close, clear, and seal. Solar plexus, close, clear, and seal. Sacral, close, clear, and seal. Root chakra, close, clear, and seal. Just expanding the silver flames up around the astral body and transmuting any karmic residue from the remote view today.
Lovely. I am also seeing an emerald tetrahedron coming in, overlining to the body, working forward through the Buddhic codes, the Buddha peace symbols, connecting in and aligning through the tetrahedron, and taking a breath in and releasing up through the vertical pillar and down through the vertical pillar. I'm seeing the blue flame and white light connecting in one and the same, expanding and clearing the vertical pillar. Archangel Michael stepping in here with his flamed sword.
And then I can see the sword actually coming down now through the pillar, like it's running all the way down the vertical ascension column.
Yeah.
With blue wings.
Lovely. And with Archangel Michael's energy merging holographically to the individuals. Feeling a lot of fear release, a lot of energetics of anxiety, collapse and dissolve here.
I also see fear. I'm sorry, Felix, coming in for those in East Palestine. Like we have to bring them in right now because they are very scared. There's like a lot of survival.
Yeah.
And health worries.
Yeah. I'm actually seeing the passion flower open over East Palestine. And that is my symbol for Yeshua coming in here. So as the passion flower, holographic emerald passion flower opens, beginning to spin in many flows and iterations, Yeshua stands forth through the flower, and from his feet water washes over the land. Feeling a lot of attachment energy over the heart here, lifting to release. And I'm also seeing the Ankh in gold. I see this connecting into Egypt, and I'm feeling like a galactic call for help, for assistance. And I'm feeling all of their energies dropping in here and washing over the lands as if they've all dropped down into this Egyptian land and then flown or washed over the land to collectively stand over East Palestine. I'm feeling the chest really open here.
Heart chakra.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the violet flame down in the heart chakra as well.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm feeling
It's clearing the imprints of evil.
yeah, brilliant. I'm feeling a lot of toxin release from the liver and a lot of pain release from the liver as well here. And as we know, the liver cleans out the toxins of alcohol, and well, I think it does, but it does many other things as well. But yeah, I'm feeling this all calibrate and reconstruct. And I'm also seeing the I'm just going to say the meat of the liver. I don't know what to call it. The skin, the cells, beginning to rewire, reconstruct itself, braiding itself back together and turning gold as well. Connecting into the kidneys as well, the adrenals, all of these different organs are turning gold, connecting through the 78 organs, and then it's opened into the universal tree of life template with the
Clearing
flower.
the inverted tree of life.
No, the organic one I'm seeing.
But also going down to the inverted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not and I'm seeing that big flower expand behind it, the light illuminate and rise through the spheres. Taking a breath in here, and I'm physically feeling like I want to throw up at the moment. Not that I'm going to, but
Yeah,
ready?
Don't throw up, Felix.
I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it feels like the toxin release, like the poison release coming through the throat.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people
I'm seeing
that.
like a clearing of the rashes, a clearing of the irritation of the eyes.
Yeah, the lungs as well.
Like a chemical environment clearing.
Yeah, definitely.
Restructuring back to the original divine human angelic blueprint. And I'm just sending signals of that wave code from my field also out to East Palestine, out to the Pentagon, to Washington, D.C. And I'm just preparing that land structure with those blueprints. Initiating the divine collapse of old systems and old enslavement to the Anunnaki Nephilim.
Lovely.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Felix.
Oh, thank you too. It's been so much fun.
This has been a journey this morning.
Yeah.
I had dreams of it all last night.
Wow.
Coming in. It was like preparing my energy fields for this recalibration of the land, so to speak. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone watching today. We love you all so much. I know we kind of go into our own world there when we're going through those processes, but it's because we're still tuned into the field right now, to be honest with you. It's like still the cords are still separating. But yeah, I highly encourage you guys to go subscribe to Felix's channel, the Heart Center. I also have him doing some stuff on my website as well. We're offering field recalibrations. He's doing 2 days a month. So if anyone wants their field to be recalibrated by Felix, I have that session up on the website. And we're booking that out a couple days a month. And then also March 15th, you are facilitating a Gridwork group session on my Patreon. So patreon.com/IndigoAngel, the highest 2 tiers. You guys can get in on that if you want to join us for Gridwork. Where do you think that session might be going towards?
Or the diamond mines of Africa, and into the Solomonic templating, and into the Queen of Sheba, pillar of Ethiopia, restoration of those fragments.
Oh, yes.
So this is really interesting. This has been transpiring over the weekend and maybe a little bit a week before. I need to just get the document finished, which should be done by tomorrow, and then I can send it over to you. So yeah, it's so interesting. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be such a good one. Also connecting into the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah,
Ark of the Covenant. Yeah. Yeah, but okay, guys, thank you so much for watching our live today. I would love to bring you back, Felix, and I think we should do like a once a month cosmic grid update where we just scour the grids and according to current events, kind of like we just did today. And kind of bring the relative spiritual intel to that for those that are grid workers and that can see into the holographic planetary architecture like we can. Shout out to all my grid workers. And again, guys, be sure to go check out my Starseed expansion course. I am so excited. Going to be doing this with Pink Bella Aloha and Lightstar. This is going to be a galactic mind expansion container event like you've never seen before. These women are just so talented. They have so many codes that they're going to be streaming and bringing forward and streamlining from the galactic intel fields. And we really do have a beautiful instruction set and classwork for everyone to get involved, to jump on this and in this, because the time is now to become galactivated. I mean, the Starseed consciousness, the Starseed community is the next evolutionary phase to grid working abilities. So if you are becoming a grid worker, having that galactic connection will anchor in a higher cosmic Akashic field for you to anchor more of that avatar intelligence in, which I feel like is a vital part of the development in your ascension capacities. So this has been strategically developed and designed to bring people into that next phase of awakening and those that are on the next new wave of ascension into the new earth prophecies. So yeah, I can't wait to share it with everyone. I look forward to it. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Felix. And I'll see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.
Has it stopped?
Yes, stream's finished.